All right. Well, happy Friday, everyone. I'm so excited to invite you into my home, into mostly a messy home. Actually, I tried to clean up for you, and my weekly Qigong class. So for those new to Qigong, what is that? It sounds very esoteric, but it's an ancient way of moving with visualization, intention, and breath. They say Qigong originated at the same time, around the same time as yoga. It's often called Taoist yoga. It is one of the 4 branches of Chinese medicine. So it is actually prescribed by doctors in China and around the world for everyone's own healing. So I am trained in Qigong as a practitioner, a teacher, and a healer. And I started this work about 8 years ago, and it's become an integral part of my life. And a pleasure and honor to bring it to Genentech and Roche employees. So with that, let's get started. So the first step of that is posture. We're going to invite energy into our bodies. So we have to prime our body and move it in ways that energy can flow easily. This is called Wu-Ji posture, W-U-J-I. And Wu-Ji posture is a relaxed and alert posture. So your arms are loosely hanging by your side. Your knees are soft and not locked. Your spine is arched but straight. Tailbone is tucked in, stomach is tucked in. So what this basically means is you're not slouching. You're not putting too much weight on the front of your feet or on the back of your feet. Standing straight, tucking in our chin just a tiny bit so our neck is straight at the back, because you want your spine to be straight because energy flows through the spine. And stand taller. And one way to do this is imagine you're being pulled up by the crown of your head. So this is alignment. And now we deepen our breath. A simple way to check where you're breathing is placing one hand on our belly and one hand on our chest. And now take a natural breath, just breathing as you breathe, and see which hand is moving. Most often you would find that the hand on your chest is moving. And that's okay. But over time, I invite you to deepen your breath. And so chi breathing or belly breathing looks like this. You can see that the hand on the belly is moving. This is also called diaphragmatic breathing and proven to release and ease anxiety, blood pressure, strengthen immunity, strengthen digestion. So what we're doing is we're leaving the year behind. We're letting go. We're moving into a space of stillness and relaxation. We're moving out of fight or flight into rest and digest. So for the ones who are scientists in the room, we are activating our parasympathetic system. So aligning our body, deepening our breath, and now we've done the A, the B, and now the C, connecting. So let's connect through our feet, honoring the force of gravity, feeling our heels on the ground, the balls of our feet on the ground, our toes on the ground, really melting into the ground, connecting through our roots to the roots of the earth. And imagining, just power your imagination. Go on a ride with me, go on a journey with me. Imagine you were a tree and you were an ancient tree in a cluster of trees, and we're all connected in this moment. All of us on this call are connected. Our roots are intertwined and we're giving and receiving from each other, giving what the other needs, receiving what we need. So we are a symbiotic system, an interconnected system. And from here, we go on a journey of Qi, discovering Qi, raising our arms, placing our palms in front of our chest, inhaling, opening up our arms as if we're giving the world a giant hug, and exhaling. We are discoverers of Qi, and Qi is the life force that permeates all things. It's the life force within us, the life force around us. And as we move our arms in a wave-like motion, we sense Qi. We are all in an energy matrix. It sounds a little bit science sci-fi, but it's kind of the world we live in. And so by discovering Qi, we're tapping into the inextinguishable, endless source of Qi. So we are never depleted because we know we can tap into all that is around us. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, stretch up, maybe arch your back, look up. Exhaling, bend down and look down. Inhaling and exhaling. One more time, discovering Qi, being the discoverer of energy. How would that feel? Now we're going to gather Qi. And what that looks like is we're going to bend and imagine we're scooping from a spring that we're standing in. And we're pouring it onto us. And now we're scooping rainwater from the sky. So scooping from the earth, scooping from the sky. So imagine what it would feel like to be a gatherer. Gathering all that is good, all that is wise, all that is luminous around us. Gathering experiences, gathering ideas, gathering community, bringing in all that we need to live our lives fully. Inhaling, raising our arms, pouring energy onto us. Inhaling, bringing our arms down. Inhaling, bending our knees and bringing in Qi. Inhaling, raising our arms to the sky and bringing in. So in Qigong, we believe that there are two sources. There is the earth Qi and there's the environmental Qi. It's also often called heavenly Qi in Qigong. So these are ancient practices we're evolving for modern time. Even though our problems seem intractable and complex, ancient wisdom and ancient ways of moving can help us. And now we're going to purify Qi by sending it in 4 directions. So raising your index finger and your middle finger. And now moving it to the side, stretching out your arms, coming back in, moving to the front, coming back in, moving to the top, and down. So moving energy in 4 directions. Moving in directions we've never been before. We are trailblazers. We are carving new paths. We're walking on roads less traveled. We're walking without fear because we know that we are supported by each other and by the wisdom that's within us and that is around us, the wisdom of people who came before us, the wisdom of our children. And so we live these intergenerational lives that started way before us and that will go on after us. And as trailblazer, we move into our next practice of rowing. So we imagine we're rowing. These are all ancient practices and allow you to take a journey into places. So I invite you to journey with me. Imagine you're rowing through a tranquil lake. It's a beautiful sunny day. You can hear the birds. You can see your loved ones maybe in rowboats around you. You have endless time. How would that feel to not be in scarcity of time? So moving peacefully, moving calmly. And the wisdom of these practices is so powerful that as you're doing these practices, you are moving energy through meridians, through pathways. You're releasing toxins from your organs, bringing in fresh energy into organs. So with these practices, you're benefiting your heart, your lungs, your kidneys, your digestion, regulating temperature. So often when we just deepen our practice, the benefits come. It doesn't have to be a half an hour every day. It can be a few minutes every day. So we are trailblazers and we are warriors. And with that, we move into our next practice. And with this, we're going to do a little bit of kickboxing. We're going to make soft fists and we're going to punch at the screen in front of us, not break it, and bring in fresh energy. We're going to do that both the sides. I love this practice because this is a warrior practice. We are warriors of love, light, wisdom, social justice, equity, whatever cause that we're passionate about. This is also a powerful practice because you're releasing. So I invite you to deepen your visualization. Imagine you're releasing anger and bringing in calm, releasing sadness and bringing in joy, releasing illness, bringing in health, releasing fear and bringing in confidence, releasing self-doubt and bringing in faith in your own abilities. Maybe thinking about that intention as the year ends and you've had immense learnings this year, highs and lows. What do you wish to bring in 2023? What do you wish to release? So releasing with the movement and bringing in. Let's do this in silence a couple of times. Let's think about our intention and release what is in the way of our highest state of well-being, so we can truly live our lives to the fullest. And with that, we move into our next warrior practice called pull, bow, shoot, arrow. So we're going to imagine we're archers. Raising your right arm to the side, your thumb and index finger make an L. Looking at the tip of your finger, you're going to trace the side of your arm as if you're pulling the string of a bow. Deepen and let go. So as warriors, we hone our focus. We do it on the other side. We think about the one goal above all goals we wish to achieve. And we give energy to it with this movement. So in Chinese medicine, intention is called yi. And they say that intention is powered by energy. What you intend, you will receive. Energy will go there. So thinking about our intention and knowing that we have the ability and the capability of honing our focus, of clearing our mind of distractions. Because the people who've come before us, generations, have been able to do that. I personally like this practice a lot. It's also Avatar, the second Avatar movie is coming out. And so perfect timing to pretend we're archers. Now, this is a meditation as well, because you're inhaling as you're pulling and you're exhaling as you're releasing. So tightening your body as you're inhaling, you trace and letting go. This is such a great practice for your lungs, your large intestine, your liver, your heart. Know that these practices, you're actually moving energy, clearing pathways. And these practices by themselves can be done individually. I am bringing you a fusion today of multiple modalities. Inhaling, releasing, inhaling and releasing. And gently taking a second before we move into our next practice called stretch and support the sky. Flexing our wrists, showing our palms to each other, raising our arms as if we're holding up the sky and standing on our tippy toes, relaxing our wrists now and coming back down. So we are keepers. We are keepers of our culture, our lineage, our ancestry. Whether we consciously think about our ancestors or not, or we have daily rituals around them, the truth is that we're all carrying the wisdom, the experiences of our ancestors, their learnings as they came to new lands, as they experimented, problem solved. People before us were resourceful, they were resilient, they had grit, they had wisdom, they tapped into their intuition. They knew how to listen to the patterns of the universe. They looked at the moon moving through the sky and the stars formation. And they were scientists and philosophers. And while the work we may be doing feels new, we still carry much of their learnings and their experiences as our own. So we are a keeper of this wisdom, and we will pass it down to generations after us. Because ultimately we're all connected. We're connected through our past and our future, and we're connected to each other. And as we're keepers, we're also messengers. And that is our next practice, bringing our palms next to each other. And now stretching them in the opposite direction with our wrist flexed. So one palm is facing the sky, one facing the earth, and exchanging right in front of our belly button, our lower dantian. So we have 3 power centers in the body, according to Chinese medicine. Our lower power center, where we carry our jing, our essence. Our middle dantian, where our emotions are stored. And our upper dantian, where we hold our vision, our connection to the invisible. So we're messengers between the visible and the invisible. And whether we know or not, we're always communicating. Communicating through our breath, through our intention, through our thoughts. So much of our communication is nonverbal. So when we connect to energy, we learn how to listen. And when we transmit these messages, we are clearer, we are articulate, we are concise and precise in our communication. Because we're tapping into sources much greater than us. A couple more times, moving our arms in opposite direction. This is a powerful practice to release toxic chi and bring in fresh chi to move through our bodies. And now we are going into nurturing, storing chi. So we're going to bend down and scoop up like we did earlier. And this time we're going to pour this energy down on us. Imagine that you are pouring spring water, hot spring water on you, medicinal water on you. And with each movement, as your arms move down, you're releasing stress and anxiety, tiredness, fatigue, burnout. Let's do this again. Let's bring in fresh energy and pour it on us as if we're standing under a waterfall, as if we are pouring spring water on us. So there is medicine in water. There's medicine all around us. And by our sheer intention of bringing in healing, we're actually creating a shift in our bodies, our energetic beings. Let's do this one more time. Inhale and exhale, pouring, melting stress, melting anxiety, nourishing ourselves, nurturing ourselves so we can nurture others. We often forget how to do that. Let's do it one more time. Thinking about what is it that you need just for yourself. Because when you are full, you can give to others. And now we move into conserving energy. And this is a beautiful practice of observation, of witnessing, raising your left palm right at your eye level. And now moving towards that side, towards the left side, bringing down that arm, raising your right arm, looking at your palm. So you're moving from side to side. Your palm is facing you about 6 to 8 inches away. This is a practice of mindfulness, where we observe our thoughts like clouds passing in the sky. If we could just witness life versus reacting to it, we conserve our energy. We move into creative zones. We move into flow. Because life must be acted upon, but life must also be witnessed with lightness. Sometimes we take things too seriously. And if we can move lightly through life, there is nothing more powerful than that. So you're seeing that we're starting to slow down. We've cultivated a lot of energy. We've moved it around. And we're ready for the next phase of transformation. So bring your palms next to each other, 6 inches apart. And when you're ready, rub your palms briskly. So you're creating energy. You're tapping into the energy field all around you. Bring them 6 to 8 inches apart again and close your eyes and see if you feel something. Do you feel a heat? A warmth between your palms? Let's do it one more time. Imagine you're holding a ball of light, a ball of energy. Think about this as a container for all your experiences, of your lessons, of your journeys. What does it mean to be an alchemist? Taking our life lessons and making them fuel for our transformation. So we move this energy into an axis-like motion. You're creating a new axis. Think about the projects you're working on, your passion projects, your work projects, and imagine pouring energy into them and bringing them to fruition. Maybe it's completing a project. Maybe it's starting a project. But you are a transformer. You're an agent of change. You are a catalyst. And so often we look around us, but within us, we have all that we need to achieve all that we desire. And when we set our intention, the support comes, the growth comes, the allyship comes our way. And so thinking again about the interconnectedness with which we began, our feet melting into the ground, as if roots are growing from our feet, like we are ancient giant trees connecting to each other. Transforming, being agents of change. And slowly moving from movement to stillness. As a final practice, standing with our arms right in front of our bodies. Imagine holding a giant ball of light. This is a powerful posture called the Zhanzhuang posture. And you can just stand in this posture for as long as you'd like. But you're bringing your practice to a close. Deepening your breath again, filling up the vessel of your body. First in your stomach, and then in your chest. Let's go back to our intention with which we began. What do you wish to bring in 2023? It is achievable. It is possible. It's on its way. And you have everything you need for it within you and around you. And now, thinking about what you wish to release and imagining it leaving your body, whether it's fear, whether it's doubt, whether it's anger, whether it's illness, or any other blocks that you can't perceive, they're leaving. So with that, we bring our practice to a close, placing one hand on our belly, one palm on top of the other, thinking about our teachers who've come before us, thinking about ourselves as teachers, and bringing a sense of gratitude for today that we've taken the time individually and collectively to do this work for ourselves. Thank you so much for joining me on this practice. I'm happy to stay around to answer any questions.
Thank you very much, Ashima.